new fear has started spreading across the world, not from the skies, but this time from deep under the ocean. Putin has just tested a weapon called Poseidon, a massive underwater drone that can travel thousands of kilometers and carry a nuclear payload strong enough to destroy entire coastlines. This isn't just another missile test, it's been called the fourth nuclear shock from Russia, and experts in America are calling it a nightmare that can't be stopped. Let's understand what happened, how dangerous this really is, and why it has left even the United States worried. Imagine a torpedo the size of a bus moving quietly through the ocean, too deep to be seen, too silent to be tracked. It doesn't fly in the air, so radar can't detect it. It doesn't show up on a satellite systems either. It simply glides under the sea, invisible, unstoppable, and waiting for orders. That's Poseidon, Russia's newest and most mysterious weapon. Putin says this underwater drone can carry a powerful nuclear charge that, if used, can create a massive radioactive waves and flood entire cities. According to reports, the weapon has already been loaded onto Russia's Belgorod submarine, the longest in their navy, built only to carry these drones. Now, this isn't the first time Russia has shown off advanced weapons. We've heard about the hypersonic Kinzhal, the Avangard glider, and the giant Sarmat missile. But Poseidon is different. It's not about attacking from above, it's about attacking from below, silently, and that's what making the world nervous. Why this shock matters. So why is this such a big deal now? Because Poseidon changes the entire game. Most countries, including the US, have missile defense systems that can detect and destroy incoming rockets. But underwater, there's nothing. No system can stop or even track a nuclear drone moving deep under the ocean. That's why experts say the US has no defense against this kind of weapon. If even one Poseidon gets close to the American coastline, the results can be unimaginable. Some scientists claim that if it explodes underwater, it can cause a radioactive tsunami, wiping out coastal cities, ports, and naval bases. It sounds like a science fiction, but it's real technology and it's now operational. But here's the question, why would Putin show this now? Because it's not just about weapons, it's about sending a message. The message to the world is simple: don't corner Russia. With growing Western sanctions, economic pressure, and isolation, Russia wants everyone to remember that it still has power, power that can reach anywhere. Meanwhile, Washington is watching closely. The US military has quietly increased submarine patrols in the North Atlantic. Satellite tracking of Russian ports has doubled, and NATO is reviewing its underwater defense networks. That's how serious this new test is. What this means for the world. Every time a nuclear weapon gets tested or displayed, the world becomes a little more nervous. You might not feel it immediately, but it affects everything from oil prices to global trade. Whenever fear rises, people invest more in gold, stock markets become unstable, and shipping routes get costlier. So, even though Poseidon is underwater, its shadow falls on the entire global economy. Experts say this test shows two sides of Russia: confidence and desperation. Confidence because it shows advanced military technology, desperation because it's a sign that diplomacy is not working anymore. When countries stop talking, they start showing weapons. And that's what makes the situation dangerous. If one mistake happens, if one test is misread, or a radar shows something wrong, it could trigger a chain reaction that nobody can control. That's how fragile global peace is right now. For India and rest of the world, the message is clear. Stay neutral, stay calm, and prepare for uncertainty. When the big powers play risky games, smaller nations must focus on stability, energy security, trade independence, and peace. Because weapons like Poseidon remind us of something important. Real power is not in destruction, it's in control. Any nation can build a bomb, but very few can keep their nerves steady when the world is shaking. So, what is the big question? What happens next? Will the US respond with its own secret technology? We'll see another round of underwater weapon tests, or will the world leaders finally realize that one misstep could end everything? Only time will tell this. But one thing is for sure, the oceans are no longer about ships and submarines. Now they hold shadows we can't even see, and those shadows decide the fate of nations. This is World 247 bringing you the truth behind global headlines. Tell me in the comments, do you think Russia is just showing off its power? Or are we slowly moving towards a new kind of Cold War? Stay alert, stay aware, and as always, may the gods watch over you.